The skills in Arc Raiders could use some work. Some of them barely do anything and others leave you wondering if you actually activated the skill at all. So I thought, instead of just telling you what you should put your points in, I will instead go through and test one skill tree at a time and see how viable they are on their own, starting with the survival tree. Thankfully, we can now reset the skills. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll start off with Agile Croucher. This is a skill I usually put points in, but not because it's particularly good, but because I need a point to unlock the rest of the tree. Now let's upgrade this and compare. So it's not a huge difference, but this is a short distance anyway. But for me it does feel faster when I'm inside a building trying to be stealthy, for example. But then again, you can also just walk. Alright, next up, Revitalizing Squat. I know stamina regenerates faster standing still, but I figure it's more important to see the difference while moving. And this is one of those skills that barely make any difference. I mean, it's there, but you're way better off spending the skill points elsewhere. Moving on, Looter's Instincts. Looter's Instincts is a must for me personally. As usual, it's not a massive difference, but it feels like it when you loot a lot during a raid, especially downed raiders with full inventories. Silent Scavenger is pretty useless, to be honest. The only time it's useful is when you're looting and need to hear other players. Yes, it is more quiet and harder for other raiders to hear you, but I would say this is more useful for yourself to hear other raiders sneaking up on you while you're looting, not so much preventing other players from hearing you. Next up is in-round crafting. Very useful skill, and one that I have on all my builds. It lets you craft useful items mid-game, like bandages and adrenaline shots, and more items opens up in a second skill later in the tree. Good as new, speeds up stamina regeneration while you're under a healing effect. Side by side, you can see it's actually a noticeable difference, but I mean, it's very situational. This is more useful when you're healing up and running away from a fight. Suffer in silence is more useful than not, I would say. In most situations where someone shoots you in the back, it really helps getting out of the way silently to heal up. Broad shoulders is pretty self-explanatory. It gives 2 extra kilos per point for a total of 10. Extremely useful skill. Traveling Tinkerer is the skill that opens up more craftable items, one of them being the Raider Hatch key. I usually take this skill just for that alone. Being able to craft a key on the go is very useful. Next up is Looter's Luck, and this is another skill I can't go without. About 50% of the time it reveals 2 items at once, so this actually complements Looter's instinct very well. One Raider's Scraps is, according to my testing, one of the most useless skills in the game. It says you have a small chance to find additional field-crafted items in Raider containers, which is weapon cases, Raider caches, grenade box, medical bags, backpacks, and ammo boxes. But the thing is, it's extremely difficult to know when you get an extra item, and in my experience it seemed to just be a bandage or an extra adrenaline shot here and there. If it was a 1-point skill, I guess it would be fine, but 5? Stubborn Mule. This is another skill that highly depends on your playstyle. If you use the Mark III augments and have the broad shoulder skill, you very rarely get over encumbered. And the stamina regen itself is very minimal. The description of 3 deep breaths can be very confusing, but what it does is, let's say you're sprinting and run out of stamina, it shortens the time before you can run again. On paper it's useful, I guess, but I mean, in my opinion it's better to just keep a stack of adrenaline shots. Then we have Security Breach, and after being nerfed twice now, this skill is not as useful anymore. Well, the skill itself is not bad if you're looking for gun parts and the odd gun or two, but having to invest 36 points into the tree just to get it, I think there are other better options. Lastly, there is Minesweeper, the best this does exactly what it says. It lets you disarm mines if you crawl up carefully. This skill is completely useless for one specific reason. You usually have a gun on you. I mean, just shoot the mine or trap and save you the trouble. I mean, I guess if you want to be stealthy, it might come in handy. No, it's just useless. Alright, and that's the entire survival tree. I will upload a video on the other 2 trees as well shortly, and after that I will show you what skills I ended up choosing in the end after testing. Let me know in the comments which skills you find useful that I glanced over, and I hope to see you in the next video.